God's children face a problem, He is the only one who can save them, just like He did with the people of Israel in the Old Testament. It all started when God's people left Canaan and went to live in Egypt with Joseph. After many years, Pharaoh died, and another Pharaoh came who did not know Joseph, and he started treating the Israelites like slaves. They lived as slaves for about 430 years, and they always prayed and asked God to save them from slavery and return them to their land.
Did God listen?
Of course, God is the only one that can save them from slavery and bring them back to their land. When the time was right, God listened to their prayers and saved His people.
How?
He sent them Moses and did many miracles before the eyes of Pharaoh and all the Egyptians. And after Pharaoh refused to free them, he finally agreed to let them go because of the miracles God made through Moses. The people went out of Egypt, and God was with them on the journey, watching over them, protecting them, and keeping them safe from anything evil.
Can you tell me how?
In the beginning of their journey, God sent them a pillar of cloud to lead them by day so that they would know the way that they are supposed to travel. And at night, He sent them a pillar of fire to light up their path so that they could keep going and that nothing would be able to stop them.
You're right. God was always with them and had His eyes always on them. So, what else did God do?
They continued traveling until they came to the Red Sea, and then they realized they had a big problem. How will they cross the sea? Then they looked behind them, and they saw Pharaoh and his army were going after them to get them back after he had agreed to let them go.
Didn't you say Pharaoh agreed to let them go? Why are they coming after them again?
Pharaoh realized he made a big mistake by letting the children of God leave his land. That's why he decided to try to bring them back. So he took his chariots and lots of soldiers to go after them and bring them back. So the people got scared. But Moses was confident that God will help them and said, "Do not be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord." Exodus 14:13.
Wow, that's scary. The sea in front of them and Pharaoh's soldiers behind them. What did God do to save them?
God told Moses to lift up your rod and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. And he made the pillar of cloud go behind them to separate them from the Egyptians and help them get to the other side quickly. Moses did exactly as God told him, and God sent a wind that caused the sea to split the whole night, and the people walked across on dry land. So the children of God started walking on the path God created with the sea on the left and right side of them, and Pharaoh's soldiers and chariots were behind them, trying to catch them, and also entered the sea.
Sea split in two? This is an amazing miracle. But Pharaoh's soldiers can just follow them?
Don't be scared, Yadudu. Did you forget to have faith? Trust God that He will save His people. Now I will continue the story. The soldiers' chariots broke while they were in the middle of the sea, and they couldn't move. And they grew scared, and Moses and his people crossed the sea. After they crossed the sea, God told Moses to stretch his hand over the sea, that the waters may come back. The water returned, and Pharaoh and his army drowned in the sea. All the people were saved, and they praised him with thanksgiving. God is the one who created them, and He is the only one who can save them. In Exodus 14:13, it says, "Do not be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord."
My precious church, heaven on earth, a world.